She sits there, alone, among so many familiar faces yet unknown, wondering why places like this always seem to be so cold, even in the summertime. She used to wonder why young girls would hide in the winter, but now she knows for sure. And it's not for the sake of keeping warm, but for keeping what you were born to lose, a secret once you've lost it. Still here in this office, she is cold. And not for the lack of body heat. There aren't many empty seats, but she sees mirrors, reflecting broken parts of broken hearts that resemble hers. Slender curves, petite waist, unique face. She sees fate as a course too difficult to navigate at this stage in life. She is just a teen, still too young to understand what raising a child means. So on the surface, she smiles, but underneath, she screams bloody murder. Like her body is a crime scene, her dreams the victim, her heart wrongfully imprisoned, her mind the only eyewitness to the crime. So she is here, submitting the evidence to her offense, but she is scared because the frigid chill in the air gives her the feeling that death is there. So to her, this isn't a clinic, it's a morgue, and she can smell the wax like it was freshly slapped on the floor, the haunting stench of stagnant breath, even the coffee stains embedded on the paper on the receptionist's desk. Funny how your senses are heightened when you're frightened beyond the point of words, just nerves shouting verbs into organs till the organ in the dirge can be heard playing the soundtrack to your life, and it sounds like hell petitioning heaven for a second chance. And suddenly she understands why love and war are so much alike, as she fights with all her might to convince herself that though this is a life inside of a life, it doesn't know it's alive. So she has the right to decide whether it lives or dies without suffering the punishment of Cain. She is trapped between a number and a name, a statistic or an extension of her being. But being in this place where mistakes erase mistakes, mirrors are replaced by empty space, and the semi-gloss walls crawl closer with each name called off the list. She has witnessed women who walked in with a gift walk out with regret, dripping from eyes down cheeks like angels tumbling out of the sky to splatter in the streets, and she is cold, wondering why she was never told it would feel like this. Like she was rich and impoverished at the same time, like God made a deposit, placed his prized possession down in the bottom of her garbage. She feels like a goddess consorting with demons. She is screaming at the top of her lungs for help, but she is here by herself. Among so many familiar faces, she is alone, and the only thing breaking the silence is the steady ring of the phone and the occasional tone of the chime every time another lost soul strolls through the door. And she wants to warn them like, I hope you bought something to keep warm, something to keep sane, something that reminds you the blood in your veins maintains a temperature of 98.6 degrees, but in here it will freeze, because the only way a mother will kill her unborn seed is if her heart was frozen solid. And if you're anything like me, you hate being cold, and I know it took everything down in the bowels of your soul to walk through that door on your own. But baby girl, you don't have to leave here alone.